Ida for calling out my F23 roommate, F24, for bringing her BF, M27, to stay over to our house without giving me even a heads up. Edit, for the people saying to split the cost in three, we couldn't if we wanted to. This is a house owned by our university and you can't live here unless you go to this uni, which her BF doesn't. If someone wants to live with their partner, they need to apply to partnered housing, which is an apartment or house for two people, but that means paying full price. I F23 share a house with a girl F24. My roommate when we first met told me her BF would come stay with her once a month from Wednesday to Sunday. I was slightly annoyed since she didn't even ask how I felt, but thought that overall it wasn't that much and they are long distance, so I said fine. However, as time passed it became a lot more than once a month. What was even worse is that my roommate wouldn't even tell me, oh, my BF is coming some extra weeks this month, and I would just get out of the shower or something and suddenly they both would be there occupying all the space. My kitchen for instance is already very small. We only have basically a mini fridge for two people, and she always takes so much space. I eat out a lot because I don't feel comfortable in my own kitchen. Luckily, I can afford to, but it bothers me. They sometimes leave tons of stuff dirty for an entire day, which makes it practically impossible for me to cook. Furthermore, I had a really tough time last year. 4 family members passed away. I moved to this new city in a different continent from home and I feel very alone and alienated. I had the worst depression I had in my life and I couldn't even feel comfortable in my own home because a random person I don't know and didn't sign up to live with would constantly be there. At some point, I had enough and told my roommate that at least she should tell me if her BF was going to stay so much here, so I can at least plan ahead when I feel like I need to be alone. I mentioned that I also lived there and felt like I deserved knowing when a guest was going to stay for a long period of time. Her reply was, oh, well he stayed because blah blah happened and also you brought someone once without telling me, so I assumed it was okay. But we won't bother you anymore. OBTW, that you brought someone once meant that once I let a friend stay home for dinner, and then she stayed over in my room that night and left 8 AM the next day. Also that only happened once. I think logically this is very different from a person coming in our house and staying for several days, several weeks, a month. Well, now the BF is very rude to me, which has made the situation worse. He started coming less often, but now every time he comes it's very uncomfortable. However, my roommate is starting to bring him more often now again. Am I the asshole for calling her out?